The 15th century was truly one of the most defining times within the European continent, with the western parts of Europe consolidating their holds and discovering the New World as well as colonizing it in the next few centuries, and the eastern part of Europe also consolidating at the expense of a multitude of nations, most of which eventually became either Polish, Lithuanian, Russian, Swedish, or Ottoman. But that is not going to be the fate of today's nation, as we are playing as the Livonians, a holy monastic order which in 1444 was on its last legs, although officially the Livonian order was divided in more than just what we see on the map here. It was honestly probably like 8-9 different very autonomous bishoprics and various free cities within these realms, all of which nominally under the control of the Teutonic Order, albeit it was really just nominally, the Teutons having enough problems to deal with in their own lands. Paradox decided to illustrate the Livonian Order as a very unified landmass, but we do have 5 separate bishoprics shown as part of our estates, which we have to get rid of, and these represent the various bishoprics, well, the bigger bishoprics within the Livonian lands that did assert a massive amount of influence, and which for us are actually very bad, so we need to start getting rid of these bad boys, the sooner the better. We have our decisions here which allow us to dissolve some bishoprics at the cost of devotion. We can also purchase bishoprics once we have 50 ducats and not running a deficit, so we have a few choices here. But that being said, the Livonians are one of the most flavorful and one of the most fun nations in EU4 by far, and here's why. Within the Lions of the North DLC, the Livonians actually got one of the biggest and most immersive mission trees with a ton of branching missions, because there's different paths whether you choose to go Livonian colonizer and essentially you colonize the New World and Africa as the Livonian Order, which is, you know, basically the peaceful way as I like to call it, or you can go down the crusader path and pacify the eastern parts of Europe, maybe even make your way down all the way to the Holy Land to reclaim what was once crusader land and make it Catholic again, in the name of the Lord of course, and make it Catholic again. Whatever the choice, you have it all. The missions given out by the Livonians are also pretty unique, not one is similar to the other, and it presents us with different choices and different ways of doing said missions, be it through a little bit more of a peaceful way by allying the Teutons or by making them our rival, which is what we're gonna do, because you know, ally schmally. What really matters is that, you know, you get your rival Latin Steinsky. And now let's also get a claim on them, since part of our mission is to get a claim, and then we can do this first Teutonic Knights, giving us a subjugation CB on them. We also got to do the same with the Regans, either get good relations with them or the province of Riga for ourselves. Now, to attack the Regans means we'd have to fight Lübeck, Oldenburg, Bremen, Hamburg, and so on, so it wouldn't be that easy of a feat, meaning that to quickly navigate the mission tree, we would have to ally the Regans, and then afterwards, maybe attack them in the future or just diplo-vassalize them, because that's also an option, since they are not yet a part of the Holy Roman Empire. It can happen that Riga joins the HRE though, so we got to be really careful with that. The Regan mission tree also is insanely fun, and I've made a video on Riga showing how just this one province can have more income than Austria has within the first 5 years of their campaign, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Now boys, if we do get 5,000 likes on this video, I plan to do a very special run as Gotland, the famous pirate republic of the Baltic, which also in Lions of the North received insane flavor that not many people are really aware of. One thing that might be a little bit controversial is the fact that I'm going to be deleting my fortification in Reval. We cannot sustain 2 forts right now. We have the fort in Latgalia. That is more than enough as far as I'm concerned, since it is a woods fort, so it gives dice roll for attacker -1, and it is in a pretty easily defendable location as well, with some river crossings around and such. We might build a secondary fort in Livland, our capital for now, since we would have a level 3 fort after that, but that is in the future. Right now, let's start with dissolving the bishoprics. Now, there's different penalties that each of the bishopric offers, such as manpower reduction and autonomy change, tax reduction, sailor reduction, fort maintenance increase, or provincial trade power modifier reduction. Obviously, the church land of Riga is the nastiest since it offers the biggest debuff, but this is the last one that you can get rid of. You have to get rid of the other 4 before you get rid of the church land of Riga. So we're gonna probably start with the bishopric of Dorpat. Let's go. Dissolve bishopric Dorpaticus Maximus Arrivedercius. This is gonna spawn some rebels over in Dorpat, so we gotta get ready to fight those bad boys. We would have to get some more units, so let's recruit those first. And even though these guys will spawn in here, they likely will just chill there for a while. Let them siege it down. When we're ready, we will attack their units. Let's also make our leader a general and see, hopefully we get some decent rolls. We got some actually decent rolls here. Another mission here requires that we have our leader and heir as generals in 100% army force limit. That's going to give us shock damage received minus 15%, which is going to help in the fight against these rebels. We kind of lack in the alliance department, but obviously the Scots are always going to be there to pick up the slack on alliances, as will the Regans. So we got homeboy Regius here, future Vassalicus. We also want to improve relations with the Austrians. Maybe we'll join the HRE or just get an alliance with them to help out against future enemies that we will have as common enemies. I'm also going to let fate decide on what heir I have here. Let's go with Mr. Johann. That's a cool name. Let's make him also a generalius, and he's got 2 siege. That's even better. Now we just gotta wait for the troops to finish, and we are gonna be schnappeldupen some of these rebellium. We also need to get our privileges done, so we're gonna go for the +1 mana privilege for both of these estates. We only start with 20% crownland, so we can only get 2 of the privileges of +1. We're also gonna summon the diet and go for whichever agenda best suits us here. I think that would be this in this case. Gonna give out some increased levies and just essentially very standard estate. We also need to take care of the rebels before we seize Crownland, so we're gonna be struggling a little bit with our autonomy for a tiny little bit of time here. I am gonna be focusing on my military, and I'm gonna get a military advisor since I really want to get military tech 4 before my neighbors get that military tech. Now it shows us here we have a Livonian path as well as a Crusader path. Livonian path, of course, is gonna lead us to the New World and developing the Baltic region, whilst the Crusader path is gonna lead us towards conquering all of Eastern Europe and creating a Catholic empire within the Eastern European part of the world. There we go. We got 1 mission down. Few more to go now. I'm also going to start selling all of my ships. I only keep the trade ships. The other ones I'm just going to give out to whoever wants to buy them, which apparently is not that many, sadly. Okay, there you go. Gotland wants to buy some of my transports. You want to take it? You can take it, boy. Oh, boy, that was actually a very close one. So I'm going to need a lot of manpower. I'm going to actually slacken recruitment. It's going to waste up all of my 10 starting army professionalism, but it's worth it. Afterwards, we can also start recruiting mercenary companies without having to worry about the fact that, oh, hey, we lost some of that army professionalism when we recruited those boyos. No, this way we didn't lose nothing. And we got real lucky here because we didn't actually get any rebels trigger from the fact that we had less than 50% clergy loyalty. All right, boys, we got the claim on Memel, which means we can do our mission here. Subjugate the Livonian order is going to be granted to us. It's going to last for 30 years. And we're going to get minus 10% aggressive expansion impact. So we will, of course, make good use of this. However, before we do attack them, we gotta wait for the right opportunity because right now they're allied to the Danes, the Magdeburgians, Stettin, so we'd get our asses kicked, let's face it. Instead, I'm gonna chill for a little bit longer, and I am going to try and buy out one of the bishoprics since I have the money to purchase it. I just have to wait for 2 years since the last bishopric was dissolved. So that's gonna be actually in a couple of months if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, actually in the end of 46 should be. See, I am very good when it comes to these numbers and calculations. Of course. So also make sure we pay for our units since, you know, we might have to fight some of these bishoprics if they decide to rebel, and they will decide to rebel. So also get 1 stability so we get the passive prosperity in our lands. You need at least 1 stability to get this prosperity growth in your provinces, with the end game being minus 10 dev cost reduction, goods produced, and so on once you have 100% prosperity in said states. The time is upon us. Let's get rid of the the Courlanders, which did not rebel. Okay, well in that case, that's double whammy, as they say in Livonia. I think that's what they say in Livonia. I'm not 100% sure though. Also guys, I love the fact that our primary culture is actually Baltan, which is one of the Germanic cultures within the Baltic area, since as you likely know, the Baltic with the city of Riga, which is also primary culture Baltan, and other major cities in this area did have a lot of Germans, which eventually got kicked out primarily in the 20th century after, you know, the World War. So yeah, there's that. I'm also gonna start getting a spy network on Novgorod, since they will get attacked by the Muscovites, and after that happens, we're gonna have an easy time just getting a few provinces here and snaking around. Albeit that might piss off the Muscovites. Don't care, they already hate us and they want to get our land, so it doesn't make any difference. Looks like Bohemia wants to be our friend. Okay, Bohemia, I'm down for that. I'm definitely down for that. Also forgot to improve relations with the Austrians. Oof. Oh, eventually we'll get the relations with them. Nothing to fear, boys. Who else can we ally? Brandenburg. Oh my lord, is it because we rivaled the Teutons? It is because of that. Okay, one more month, we can get that second mission done, and we can bring this bad boy back. That means we can get that alliance with the Brandenburgians, and boom shakalaka, protect the Riga. Now we can do strengthen our authority, 2 stability, devotion at 95. So might take a little bit of time. We got 2 stability. Devotion goes up pretty darn slowly unless we're gonna use some of our mill points. Ooh, okay, I might use it once we reach 85, I guess. And as clockwork, the Muscovites have indeed attacked Novgorod, and I'm obviously thinking that the Muscovites will win that war, because very little chance that AI Novgorod's gonna win that. Now, we're not paying for our troops, but we don't need to, because Novgorod's got 0 units. We got that claim. Now let's go ahead and charge into here. We don't need to do much work, really, like at all. They seem to be sieging down this province, so maybe I'll go to Kulm instead, and maybe afterwards Lucky as well. That should be okay. If I get these 3 provinces, I'm more than happy with the situation then. At least if I manage to cuck on over the Muscovites from getting these provinces is equally good, really. And they made their peace. Okay, let's see if we can get over to those parts now. Nope, cannot. They cucked me completely. They literally cucked. They took 2 provinces from here just to make sure I don't take the rest of the Novgorodian lands, didn't they? I really hate the AI sometimes. I legitimately hate the freaking AI sometimes, man. And it's gonna be impossible for me to get military access through them, isn't it? Yep, absolutely impossible. Well, I guess that's the extent of our eastern expansion, for now at least. Lithuanians also became a junior partner of Poland, so yeah. Fingers crossed things get better afterwards. It's gonna be a tough decision, but it's gotta be done. I'm gonna use 100 of my mill points so I can get 10 devotion, so I can do this mission, strengthen our authority. So now we get the choice of choosing between the Livonian Order mission tree or the Crusader mission tree. Take note, if you go down the Crusader path, you will not be able to form Courland or Livonia, so there's that, but I don't think we need to care about that too much. We get permanent claims on a ton of lands around us, though. Let's check out the juicy new mission tree we get as the Crusaders here. Let's go, boys. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we got Papal Connection, 1 active Cardinal, 30 influence. We have all of that schnaps. We need to have Papal... Oh, okay, we got to get some of this then. We're gonna go for... What do we need most here? I'd say probably the construction costs and national tax, because we're kind of struggling financially. So what else we got? We got Unite the Orders as well. Second Battle on the Ice, where we get a permanent claim on the entire Russian region. What? Okay, well, just need 5 provinces in the northern bits of Europe. Yeah, well, the Russians kind of screwed us over with that because they took Neva, so we have to take provinces from them now. Well, to be more precise, we gotta take Pskov, I guess. Conquest of Lithuania also is going to give us permanent claims on the Ruthenian bit. Support the Holy League. Defender of the Faith. Until we are no longer Defender of the Faith, we get Papal Influence and a few other bonuses. Yeah, there's a ton of permanent modifiers and events that we get from here, including End the Third Rome, a Crusader Kingdom event happens. I wonder what that little thing does over there, you know? And we just need to have 20 provinces for that. That is really not too bad, actually. It's achievable in like 2-3 wars, really. Okay, well, let's get down to business. We're gonna have to finish this war quick, and then afterwards we're gonna have to work on expanding our influence and getting ourselves a little bit bigger than we currently are. Actually, we don't need the claim. We have the permanent claims on the Russians, don't we? Yep, we got got a few permanent claims there. We do need, however, to improve relations with the Austrians, as I was saying earlier. So let's get going with that. Now, the problem is, ally with the Emperor, we need to have Protestantism enabled, which kind of sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. That's a later down the line type of mission. We can still join the HRE, though, if we get 129 relations and we get a connection to the HRE. Now, to get that connection, we would need to take Memel, Königsberg, and Danzig. I'd love to take these 3 cities, but that war is going to be absolutely atrocious. Because as you can see, we can actually call in as long as we promise land to the Bohemians and the Brandenburgians. And of course, we shall deliver, obviously. Clearly, we'll deliver, guys. Luckily, we did manage to get the fort in Lucky. get it? Luckily, we got the fort in Lucky. My kid's gonna laugh at that joke, okay? You don't need to laugh at it. Someone's gonna laugh at it one day. Anyway, we're getting the 3 provinces because we got the fort in Lucky, and we're gonna get as much money as we can. Obviously, nobody gives a schnapp, so there's no coalition or anybody caring really about this, but the Muscovites hit our guts now. Look at that. They want your provinces. Hell yeah, they want your provinces. Yeah, okay. That's it's gonna be something we need to deal with, boys. They got 28,000 and a lot more from their minor schmobadobes of units, so of vassals. So yeah. Now it's also time to dissolve another bishopric, so we're gonna go for the one in Revel. Yeah, Revel sounds fine. 7 rebellions have triggered. Not too big of a deal. We can get rid of 7 boyos. Sadly, that gave the clergy 1.3% crownlands because they did manage to siege it down, so we're back down to 12% crownlands. Feels bad, man. Still better than the 0% we started with, so I guess there's that. And we only have 1 more bishopric we need to get rid of. That's it. 2, but we can get rid of the other one once you got rid of the Ocel one. The ship has sailed, though, with the Teutons, because I just noticed that they got the alliance with Hungary. So Hungary, Denmark would be way too much together with the other ones. Yeah. Gotta mold myself on my RNG, so because of that, I think I'm actually gonna focus on the Muscovites. Now, the trick, guys, with the Muscovites is to attack them earlier on. It's not gonna be easy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's gonna be extremely difficult, but we're gonna merc up, and we're gonna get a few more units, and we're gonna play this right. If we get a little bit lucky, we might actually be able to inflict some damage and get a positive war score. We realistically only need 2 provinces from them to continue our mission, so that's what we're aiming for, a small victory, let's say. And seeing as they only have their vassals and themselves, it's kind of easier than fighting half of freaking Europe for some Teutonic provinces. Okay, we got Pike Square formation. We're gonna get a few more troopers, finish recruiting here, and we are gonna have to make our new heir, a general too. He's not that bad, actually. The main thing now is to time this right, because we want to get rid of the last bishopric before we attack the Muscovites. So we gotta wait for the purchased bishopric for 2 years modifier here to get finished. Okay, what the hell is going on here? Achaia is an independent republic with Consul Andreas Palaeologus in charge, and the Venetians got the rest of the southern bits of Greece, and looks like Constantinople sieged. Oh no. Wait, did they actually assault that? Oh no, they didn't assault. They just have very few garrison. Oh, this is so sad. The end of the Byzantine Empire is likely gonna come in 1453. Pretty freaking historical. And the best part is that we secured an alliance with the Danes, who will likely join against Muscovy, so the chances of us winning have tripled now. Let's see how long until we can purchase the last bishopric. Still a little bit longer, I guess. The moment is here, boys. The momentos is heroes. And looks like we're not getting any rebels also, but we're getting some ducats reduction. Okay, fair enough. Now we can also do church lands. Get out of here, church lands. No more lands for you, Churchius Maximus. That means we got rid of that horrible 5 estates in just the first 6 years of the campaign. It is a beautiful. 10% less church lands and 1 stability. We went up to 3 stability and 22% crown lands. That is just delicious, boys. Actual delicious. Now, let's loan up here. Let's get the burger loans, Buyasnokos, and let's do our estates for the church. We're gonna give out the +1 privilege, the clerical education, of course, and the expansion of zealotry, because we will get the 5% extra morale of armies when fighting against the Muscovites, which are an Orthodox nation, so they're heretics. We're fighting against heretics here. Look at all the new friends we can get since we've expanded our country size. It's lower autonomy before anything else, and let's check how many units we can actually afford to get now before we reach our full land force limit damn it. 14 out of 14, exactly what we're at. The Danes did their war too, so we can rest assured they're going to be very willing to join us. Let's get those mercenaries now. We're going to go for whichever mercenary company is cheapest, and that's going to be the Free Company as always. But the Lithuanian company has a 3 siege general. What? Hell yeah, I'm getting the Lithuanians, boys. Hell yeah, I'm getting the Lithuanians. It's going to ruin my economy for a while, but it's fine. It's actually fine. We'll make it work somehow. We'll make it work. Time to Deus Vultus mofo here, boys. Let's go. Novgorod is our main war target and Attackius Maximus. As soon as they're done with the battle, the Novgorodians will not see us coming. I mean, the Muscovites will not see us coming. And they're going to have less morale of army, so this army is going to actually lose the battle against us because we're absolute Chad lords. Also, why is this province called in German land? This is not in Germany, okay? Why is it cold? Always triggers me to see this cold in German land. This is fake news right here. So let's continue to crush the Muscovites then. Oh, they almost reinforced that. They stopped when they saw that our Chads destroyed their army. Now, obviously, the play is not to actually siege down Novgorod just yet, because we're going to need to use our units to wipe out the smaller stacks of the enemy army, just like we did in my Novgorod video a few weeks ago, I guess now. There you go. Another 3,000. Bite the dust. Now let's retreat a little bit and get our morale back up before we continue to wipe out their units. Or actually, let's try and chase down these guys here. Let's wait for them to get movement locked, and then we can attack them in Toro pits and wipe out another 3,000. So make sure we got consolidate regiments on all of our units here. I love the smell of dead Belazurians in the morning. What? Who said that? Can we take out 6,000? I don't think we'll be able to. Can we? Can we take out Yaroslav and Rostov? I'm gonna save. If I cannot take him out, you're never gonna know about it. It does seem like we could, though. Ooh. We killed how many troops already? We killed 17,000 units. Ooh. Yeah, okay, let's see where their army are. Their army took care of Ingermanlandians for us. They are so sweet. Let's keep on going around here, though. Actually, let's pillage Rizev and recover our morale whilst they siege down Ingermanland. Oh, this right here is a golden opportunity. They got 8,000 sieging our fort, and we have defensiveness edict, by the way, in all of our fortifications to make it harder to choose, to make it harder to siege those down. And the rest of their army is pretty far away. They're gonna go siege Livlund down, so I feel confident we can reach these troops in time and maybe even stack wipe them, or at least inflict a lot of damage. Maybe we can stack wipe these 2,000s and then go down and probably not stack wipe, but win the battle against the troops in Luckies. I think that might be the play. That definitely is going to be the play. All right, consolidation of Corsius, and let's Guccius. Hot diggity dog, I was right once more. Now let's go south. Go south, 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 south. Look at that, the Danes are coming as well. And if we really want to overdo it, we can also sally out from Lucky and use those extra 2,000 troops that we have as garrisons to wipe out these boys. Nice. What's going on here? They're gonna go to Köln. Okay, we're gonna chase them down to Köln in that case. Or better yet, the Battle of Rzhev proved even more useful since the Danes attacked Köln. So we basically worked as a team, united against the enemies. United, boys. How are we standing now? 28,000, and they've only killed 11 of ours. 10,000, mostly to attrition, I think, though. All right, another 2,000 gone in that province, and these guys are gonna follow suit very soon as well. Looks like Sweden's coming to help also. Hell yeah, boys. I'm loving this as it is. Now, guys, if I was to siege down Novgorod after I won that initial battle, what would have happened is I would have lost my whole troops because they would have bundled up 30,000 and they would have attacked me, and that would have been the end of the entirety of my army. So keep that in mind in your games. Sometimes just sitting and sieging down one province is really not the smartest choice. That being said, we're going to siege Neva now and try and siege Novgorod before the Danes do. Well, they started, actually. Let's see what happens. They have a vital interest in that. Nope, they got a strategic one. So they might still transfer that back to us. It's like a 50-50 chance, I guess. Depends how much of a strategic interest they have. Neva they want to take, though, but I also need to take Neva, so I'm not giving them anything. Or if I do give them anything, it might be over in the northern bits, maybe. The cool bit is, whilst the Muscovites are sieging down Sweden's lands, we're sieging down their vital fortification here. We are losing war score, though, from them sieging down Sweden's lands, but I have a strong suspicion that Sweden, well, Denmark might peace out sooner rather than later. Or if not, we'll just go back and unsiege all that stuff. Oh, hell yeah, Denmark's kicking Muscovy's ass for trying to take back the the fort in Mohask. I love that. I love seeing that. I didn't need to use any of my troops. Took us a little bit of time to siege down Moskva though, but it's worth it. Now we can just go back and unsiege the stuff that they did, because they've definitely been doing a little bit of damage in the northern bits. That being said though, if we actually carpet siege the rest, no, you know what, I'm gonna carpet siege, because if we do carpet siege their country now, it's gonna completely ruin their economy, and it's gonna make them a lot more likely to want to peace out. Denmark's been working on Circassia, and as consequence, we're gonna make them Catholic. Oh boy, Circassians historically have never been Catholic, but you know, they went from Orthodoxy to Islam. Might as well go from Orthodoxy to Catholicism in this run at least, right? All right, we managed to get 2 upper hands on the Russians now. They are still at military tech 4, so we're gonna have this in the bag, boys. Once we get the war target of Novgorod also, we're gonna get a ton of war score. I'm really thinking to wait until the Danes peace out on their own accord, so I don't need to give them anything, and I can still keep them as an ally too. I'm sorry, what? A gift from the Great Horde? Okay. Looks like the Great Horde's not a big fan of the Rushkos. And the Rushkos' entire army is now in Sweden. In Stockholm, to be more precise. That means I can probably change these units and I'm not going to get attacked. Because they got no units that I can see around here except the 2,000 in the south and the 14 in Stockholm. Look at our war score go up now after we took Novgorod. We got 55% war score and we inflicted quite a lot of damage on them. Now let's see. We could take potentially all of this for ourselves and maybe even this. Holy shit, we could take a lot of freaking lands for ourselves. What? Okay, the Danes would not be happy with that because they're interested in basically everything we're interested in. But is this the face of somebody who gives a shit about Denmark? No, we don't give a snap, okay? You be quiet now. Danes don't matter. Now that I've gotten that out of my system, I'll be totally honest with you boys, I really feel like I should take this peace deal. Because this way, we weaken the Muscovites and we start rebuilding our economy, and that's exactly what I'm about. Plus, I'm going to support the independence of the Swedes, so I don't care that the Danes, you know, they're not cool with me, because the Swedes are going to be loving me soon. They're going to absolutely love me. Plus, look how beautiful we are. Actually, how beautiful. Alright, now we can do the next mission here. Second battle on the ice. That's going to give us 50 prestige. The privilege issue anti-heresy act is also given out, so we got that over here. Now this offers missionary strength versus heretics plus 2%, which is a big deal, and it's actually not bad at all to give this out now because we have a lot of heretics in our new country, don't we? All right, let's seize 5% crownlands 2 since we're at it and kill off those rebels, separatist scumbags, and of course pour up all of the schnapps here and get ready for the wars to come, because we're going to be attacking the Lithuanians, we're going to attack the Poles, of course, the Teutons also for our proper land, and essentially all of Eastern Europe. I'm gonna do that in a second part of this campaign if we get 5,000 likes in the first week after this video is out. And I'm gonna make this save available because I know some people likely will struggle getting a proper start with the Livonian order, since it's not the easiest of runs, but it's definitely one of the most fun runs. So if you're a patron or channel member, make sure to check out the save for yourself and enjoy the run. And hey, until the next time, check out this awesome Teutonic Knights video. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.